reason to this incident based on our investigation.
Mikulishin says officers arrested Ethan Richard Gladue a day after the stabbing. He's charged with second-degree murder. Court records also show Gladue faces assault and weapons charges from earlier this year. Constable Jason Mikulishin says the pair didn't know each other and that Rubinek wasn't robbed.
This isn't about placing fear into anyone. We want to acknowledge, what's happened. It's the sad reality of what's happened.
And these are the people who give money?
Yes. Over at the Ukrainian-Canadian Congress, President Joanne Lewandowski says they're getting ready to help Rubinek's family move through this tragedy.
It's not going to be easy. It's a few days before Christmas. It's a sad situation, and especially for the two young children.
Concerns over safety in Winnipeg aren't new to the community, and Lewandowski fears it'll drive some Ukrainian newcomers out of the province.
We as Ukrainians are hurting because these are our brothers and sisters who are running from a war. They're running from a trauma, a tragedy that's happening, and thinking that they've come to safety.
Meanwhile, Rubinek's colleagues are also pulling together to support his family through the holidays.
This was their first Christmas in Canada, and this is not how their first Christmas should be.
Honoring and remembering a life he says was taken too soon. Rosanna Hempel, CBC News, Winnipeg.
We are also learning more tonight about the teenage girl who was stabbed to death in downtown Winnipeg last week. People who work with vulnerable teens say she fell through the cracks of the systems meant to help her. CBC's Cameron McLean has more.
This was once a homeless encampment that the 14-year-old killed last Friday in broad daylight used to visit. Only the remnants of a large fire remain under the Donald Street Bridge.
And in fact, the girl had a court order to stay away from here. At a bail hearing the day before she was stabbed, court heard that on October 6th, the girl had been missing for 3 weeks. Police found her here inside a tent, and the judge ordered her once again to stay away.
The encampment can be quite dangerous there for a young person, a judge warned her at her bail hearing just a day before she died. One advocate from One Just City who leads patrols in the inner city says she is seeing many young girls on the streets.
These are the women and girls that fall between the cracks of the system, and it is really disappointing to hear that because I know that that was somebody's baby.
Family told CBC News that her funeral will be held over the holidays in a Northern First Nations community. Damon Johnston of the Aboriginal Council of Winnipeg says he wishes the girl could have been placed in a safe environment.
Hopefully in that kind of a setting would, build relationships with her peers, get the kind of treatment she needed.
Police say the ages of both the victim and the suspect are alarming. A 17-year-old boy has been charged with second-degree murder in the girl's death. The girl was Manitoba's youngest homicide victim this year. Cameron McLean, CBC News, Winnipeg.
There are only days left before Christmas, but Manitoba's new government is still working on plans for next year, including a potential ban on the use of replacement workers during labor disputes. CBC's Bartley Kivas joins us now from the newsroom. Bartley, what does the government have planned for replacement workers?
In a letter obtained by CBC News, Labour and Immigration Minister Malaya Marcelino says her government plans to change the Labour Relations Act. Replacement workers would be banned during lockouts and strikes. Now, this is something the NDP resolved to do at a party policy convention last year. At the time, party leader Wab Kinew said banning replacement workers makes sense. Previous NDP premiers Greg Selinger and Gary Doer shied away from this. Now, the NDP is trying to determine how a ban would work. The Manitoba Federation of Labour applauds this. It says replacement workers were used in 4 out of the last 5 Manitoba strikes. The opposition PCs say a ban would harm the economy, and they accused the NDP of tipping the power scale in disputes in favour of organised labour. The Winnipeg Chamber of Commerce also opposes the ban, claiming similar bans in Ontario and Quebec prolong labour disputes.
The first thing we would like to hear from the government is a demonstration of the evidence that this is a needed measure.
What else is the Manitoba government working on, Bartley?
Premier Wab Kinew says it's time for Manitoba to finally get rid of paper medical records and replace them with digital records. There is no single integrated system for electronic medical records in this province. What we have instead is a patchwork of paper files and electronic records. The Premier calls the paper an ancient form of technology.
Yes, our government is committed to moving away from papyrus as a method of healthcare documentation.
It's easier said than done, considering the size of healthcare bureaucracy in Manitoba. That includes Manitoba Health, Shared Health, 5 regional health authorities, and hundreds of doctors' offices and clinics. Nonetheless, the Premier is effectively promising one digital system this term.
Part of improving healthcare in Manitoba means the physicians, the nurses, the healthcare staff should be working on electronic records. And because we're always thinking about the patient, you should be able to access your records on your phone.
There's no indication what this digital transformation would cost, not to mention any idea of a timeline for getting it all done. Janet.
Thank you so much. That's our Bartley Kivas reporting tonight. The Winter Park at the Forks now has a new name. Today, officials renamed it Winnipeg 150 Winter Park. It's named after the city's 150th birthday, which is coming up very soon.
Winnipeg's 150th anniversary celebrations officially begin on January 19th, 2024, which will mark the 150th anniversary of the first ever City of Winnipeg Council meeting, which took place on January 19th, 1874. Now, we only get one opportunity to celebrate 150 years, and so I'm looking forward to an entire year of celebrations that are being planned and will happen all throughout the city.
The new name for the park applies to the skating rinks and trails that are over land at the Forks. By the way, as you can see, the rink under the canopy outside the Forks Market is now open for skating. Hundreds of people gathered this afternoon for Siloam Mission's annual Christmas meal. Volunteers served up lunch to people who use Siloam services and other guests who may be experiencing homelessness or poverty. It was a very festive occasion.
The wonderful staff that we have here in the kitchen and drop-in that are so creative and so anxious to be able to provide the meal that's going to be provided today, and we trust that you're blessed with that. I want to also thank all of the volunteers who are assisting and serving.
Today we are receiving a lot more people than last year. About double the amount of people than we received last year are coming here today. About 700 to 800 people, give or take, we will see today stop by and share a meal with us. We have people who come here who regularly use our services, so that could be staying with us in the evening in our shelter. It can be coming to receive health care, coming to receive a meal. We also have people that come and share a meal with us who are housed, and sharing a meal with us can mean the difference between not being able to pay their rent and being able to pay their rent. As we know, inflation has soared this year, and something like being able to come and have your meals three times a day can really help out someone.
I just love doing it, giving back to the community and doing God's work.
It feels very rewarding. It feels like what I'm doing matters, and I can help out other people who are also in need, and be humble and learn from this experience as well.
We always hear that there's a wonderful sense of community at those meals. Very nice. Well, you know, sales this time of year can make or break a retail store. CBC's Prabjot Loti visited a shop in Winnipeg's Exchange District to see how things have been going.
Hey, sorry to keep you waiting. So far, this is my best holiday season ever. I've been here almost 12 years. Last year was our best year, and right now we're shaping up to do even better than last year.
So what do you think the reason for that?
I know that we see on the news and a lot of stats about people shopping online now, but I actually think there's a huge segment, specifically in Winnipeg, of the population that want to shop local. I see it year after year. Like certainly in 2020, a lot more people were really looking to support local businesses and local makers, and I'm seeing that just like building each year.
If you want to support local makers, you're supporting their families and livelihood and their creativity, and it's special to get something unique that's made from the heart.
Because you get to touch it, you get to feel it, and you get to be inspired by everything else that's curated around it.
I just think it's important to even for inspiration, just to see what's being made around you and just to connect with your greater community.
We have the Cats of Langside calendar, and this is created by a 12-year-old who takes all the photos of the cats. Organizations like this really support local too, so these are sold in local businesses, and the money is donated to Art City and Sunshine House.
It's good to come outside and come downtown and just see what's around. Yeah.
What did you buy today? So much, but don't tell anybody.
Thank you, Prabjot, for putting that together for us. It is one of the most famous parades in the entire world. The Tournament of Roses, you might know it as the Rose Bowl Parade, began in Pasadena, California in 1890. This New Year's Day, a Winnipeg teen will be in that parade playing his bagpipes. Matthew Owen Hunt will be part of the International Pipes on Parade group. CBC's Warren Kay put together this story in Matthew's own words.
I've been playing bagpipes for 7 or so years now. Over the next month, I'll be heading to Pasadena for the Rose Bowl Parade. I want to say 120 people going to be there. A lot of pipers, a lot of drummers, and 9 drum majors. We'll be on parade at the Rose Bowl, marching down 5.5 miles, so 8 and a bit kilometers, for 2.5 hours. I have a treadmill set up downstairs, which I will throw on my my marching shoes and pick up my pipes and just go on the treadmill playing the repertoire. They put out an open call for players, and I just so happened to get that, and I auditioned, and I got word back about a week later that I had been accepted. I didn't think I had a chance getting in. I am by no means one of the best in the world, by no means even good compared to some people way younger than me now, but I was quite happy when I found out that I would be accepted for that. Started off difficult, but it helps that most of the tunes that are selected for this are fairly common tunes that I've already known other arrangements of. It's just these arrangements are different, so I have to learn all the intricacies of the specific piece. It was roughly $1,500 to send me alone to Pasadena, but of course, I'm under 18, so I can't go alone. So my father also had to pay that, and it's been difficult getting the money raised, but we've done it. I had a pancake breakfast to organize funds for this trip to Pasadena last spring, and we had a very good turnout. It was quite heartwarming to see how much support I got from the community.
Why did you want to play the bagpipes?
Well, my grandmother is from Scotland. She came in when she was very young to Canada, and so I think it's mostly the heritage part. Also, my mother reinforced that idea in me, and I'm very grateful to her for that. When I start playing and people come around and cheer, it feels really good.
weather update is brought to you by the art and beauty of the National Ballet of Ukraine. January 29th at the Burton Cummings Theatre. Tickets at nationalballetukraine.com.
We are sitting under a fog advisory in southern Manitoba and into the Interlake. It's very dense at times, no visibility. Be super careful if you're driving, especially on the highways. There's freezing drizzle mixed in out there tonight too, so sidewalks and roadways could be very slippery. As this moves out, we'll have a mix of sun and cloud for our Saturday. Look at the precipitation moving in on Sunday. We'll have flurries, a little light snow, and in the southeast corner there going into northwestern Ontario, you could even get some rain and some freezing rain. So a little bit of mixed stuff for your Sunday, but tonight, -5, foggy in Winnipeg. When you wake up tomorrow, 2 degrees, a few clouds, a nice day, getting up to 2 degrees for your Saturday. For your Sunday, you saw there could be messiness. For your Monday, though, Merry Christmas. We've added a couple of stockings there for Terry, our producer, and Rich, our switcher director. Merry Christmas, everyone. And guys, I hope Santa leaves you something nice on your Monday. Our Christmas Day forecast, -5 as our high, mainly sunny, and a bit of snow to make us all feel Christmassy. I'll have your 7-day forecast in just a little while. Well, we've heard the pipes. How about the drums? Remember this viral video of the little drummer boy from a few years back? Wait till you hear it. It'll come right back to you. Coming up, we're going to check in with the Winnipeg musician who played his drums right into everyone's hearts. You're watching CBC Winnipeg News. And now, the latest in our special series produced by a team of aspiring teenage filmmakers. They're all part of CREATE, an entertainment training program at Sisler High School. Today, students Ethan Langett, Tristan Legaspi, and Vaughn Chung-Nung revisit the story of Winnipeg musician Sean Quigley. You may remember Quigley's Winter Wonderland version of The Little Drummer Boy went viral a number of years ago. Here is their update.
In 2011, YouTube was a new thing. The word viral didn't exist. I posted that video, it went crazy, but it kind of just snowballed.
In 2011, Sean Quigley posted his version of The Little Drummer Boy. The video sparked so much magic that it went viral all over Manitoba. So as a fellow Manitoban musician, I just wanted to sit here and chat with him and ask him what it was like for him.
December of 2011, December 1st, I would have posted a video to YouTube. By the time I had gotten out of bed, 60 or 70,000 people had already watched it. I had 100 missed calls on my phone from every news outlet that there was.
Teenager who took a Christmas classic and gave it a new beat.
What inspired you to make the video?
What inspired me to do it? Growing up on Christmas Eve, we would all get together with the family, and there was the Boney M cassette tape. We would listen to that cassette tape on repeat. For me, being a drummer, growing up, it was just a song that spoke to me in a lot of different ways.
Obviously music is something that I'm super passionate about, and my faith is something I'm super passionate about, so if I can bring those two together, it'd be amazing.
What was it like having a viral hit at such a young age?
I would say having a viral song like that at that time period changed my life in a lot of ways. It put me on the course and the trajectory that I'm on now. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that video, right? It was fun. It was like a roller coaster ride, right? You're excited that something you made, people care about.
Tell me about the charity work you were able to do with the song.
There was a lot of philanthropy that came along with that, which I thought was really cool. Still to this day, I've never personally taken any of the money from it, and I'm happy about that.
Do you think you're able to inspire people with the song?
I would hope so. I wouldn't create half the things that I create if it wasn't for the people coming before me making awesome stuff that inspires me.
With that being said, I would just like to tell you that you actually inspired me. When I was reading up on you and reading about all the charity work and just listening to the song, you made me realize that I kind of want to make my own winter song. So that's begun production. It's not going to be out anytime soon, but I'm pretty excited about it. Because that is the dream. I want to be able to tour the world and play music for people and help people out, whether that be through lyrics or with the money I get from those songs.
Hey, that's cool. I just second everything that I've said in this interview. That I'm just stoked to see what you come up with.
And since you inspired me so much, I just thought it'd be fun if we got to play a song together.
Let's do it, man. You're gonna need these though.
Yeah.
Those are cute. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Very nice, guys. Look at how foggy it is out. Still ahead, your 7-day forecast and daily lift. We'll be right back. All right, let's take a look at your 7-day forecast. We've got mix of sun and cloud for your Saturday, some snow falling for your Sunday. We've got a mostly sunny Santa and Christmas Day on Monday, and then a mix of sun and cloud for the rest of your week, and temperatures well milder than normal. So if you like that, that's great. Here's your daily lift. Santa and a couple of dozen elves rode fat bikes up Hargrave Street in downtown Winnipeg this afternoon. They were taking part in the 12th annual Ride with Santa, handing out food and other essentials. Videographer Justin Fraser brings us your daily lift.
We're here spreading Christmas joy. Those that are less fortunate in our city, we're just trying to make a difference in their world. We'll be out handing out tubes, mitts, gloves, chocolate bars, juice boxes, and just, making sure that everybody feels included here in our city during the Christmas holidays. If we can encourage more Winnipeggers to come out to events like this and give goodwill, that's what our city needs right now.
We're bringing love and joy to the street. That's the whole mission, and if we can just do that and make, like Marcus says, just a little difference in people's lives today, and it goes a long way in just the joy of the season. When you see that person that needs a pair of socks or a mitt or a toque or even a candy cane, we're not picking on anyone. We see any people out there, we're giving that love and joy.
That is just wonderful. This is the final newscast for our longtime CBC producer, Terry Stapleton, who is retiring. Terry, thank you for all the love you've poured into public broadcasting for decades. Thank you. All the best in retirement. John Sauter and I will both be back with you on January 2nd. Until then, my friends, enjoy the holidays and Happy New Year. Drive safe if you're out there.